Hello, and welcome to the Tarot with Titania reading of the week for November 14th to the 21st, 2025. Welcome, and let's get into the reading, shall we? I invite you to close your eyes and take 3 nice deep breaths with me as I set the intention. And with that third exhale, I invite you to imagine a true root coming down out of the base of your spine, going down deep into Mother Earth and grounding you here and now in this present moment, knowing that this true root is not only anchoring you, it is also providing you with a conduit through which anything that no longer serves you can easily pass down into Mother Earth and become compost for your new good growth. Creator, this is your daughter Titania, and I am here to do the reading of the week for November 14th to the 21st, 2025. My intention is to be a clear channel for the information we most need to receive right now, and to provide this in a manner that we will easily and effortlessly hear, understand, and integrate for our personal and our collective highest and greatest good. I invite my higher self and the higher selves of all those listening, in now and in the future, as well as an overlighting angel of communication, to be present and facilitate this exchange, ensuring that it happens in the best way possible, and that we cover all that is in our personal and our collective heart and mind at this time to our satisfaction for this window of November 14th to the 21st, 2025. At this time, I'd like to invite the 4 archangels to come and hold the 4 directions around us, creating a sacred container of clarity, of wisdom, of healing, of insight, of peace, transformation, and healing. I invite Raphael to hold the east, Michael to hold the south, Gabriel to hold the west, and Uriel to hold the north. Thank you for coming. Anything that doesn't match these frequencies and the intentions of love, of light, of clarity, of wisdom, healing, transformation, insight, and peace is welcome to go now. And with that, let's begin, shall we? So, Creator, what is it that we need to know for this week of November 14th to the 21st, 2025? The Queen of Pentacles, Wands throwing herself out of the deck. We'll see if she returns. And let's get into this week's reading for our personal and our collective highest and greatest good. All right. We're starting with the Prince of Swords, Knights and other decks. In my deck's Princes, this is the energy of movement on the level of ideas and action. So past position, as we know, is information from our past experience, from our own life, and relevant to the now moment and moving future, heading into the future. So the Prince of Swords, as I said, ideas and actions, which it changes. Willing to change our minds, willing to see things in new ways. And as a result of those reframes or seeing things in new ways, we take new action. We move in new directions. We do things differently than we did before. And that changes our experience. We become different. Our movement through the world becomes different. People relate to us in a different way. It all starts with changing that inner space, the mental space, the heart space. And in return, everything changes around us and can change with some alacrity according to this card, because it is the Prince, it is the Knight in other decks, and things change quickly with that. So this changing quickly, which we're living through right now, if we want to talk from the bigger macro scale right now, we have influences that are coming in, rapid movement influences like AI Atlas. This is an object that has come through our galaxy. It started in August, if I'm not mistaken, and it's flying through our galaxy at this time, bringing information from the depths of other parts of our cosmos, I guess is the best way to put it. And this information is changing. And there's actually 6 other comets, very large comets, that have come into the galaxy, into our solar system, I apologize. And they're all coming and bringing information that doesn't usually exist here. It's shifting the energy and transforming the movement of the gravitational fields in our, it might be minute, it's not throwing us out of whack happily, but it's still having an impact on us, on our planet, on our sun, on our solar system, because it's not usually here, and now it's here for a while. And so this is what this is making me think of, is this energy of the change and the transformation, this new object, interstellar object moving through our solar system, giving us new information about what is beyond us, and also giving us new information in our relationship to it. So this feels relevant to what we're experiencing, and I do believe that we're going through a process of evolution, of becoming more than we were before. Humanity is changing, and this interstellar object is bringing information that we've never had before. It's changing the balance in our solar system, and in turn changing us, because we are part of our solar system, a minute part, but we're still part of it. The present card, pulling ourselves to a new perspective. So just as we're talking about new information, new ideas that changes our action and how we be, we have the Hanged Man, a major arcana, telling us about we need to reframe our experience. We need to be looking at things differently. We need to be deliberate, because the Hanged Man didn't get hanged there by somebody else. He's got his bootstraps. He's hung himself by his bootstraps on the tree of life. So he's hanging upside down. The blood is running to his head. And as a result, he's seeing the world completely differently. And from this self-imposed reframe, he is seeing life from a new perspective. And insights are coming to him that he's never had before. And so there's this quality of fresh new ways of looking, of providing ourselves with what we need to look at our lives differently, to have that reframe that is essential for us to make room for new ideas so we can take new action and move powerfully forward in life. We've all had experiences where this has happened for us, and now this is what's happening in our present. So understanding it, because we've done it before, we know that taking a refresh perspective is very, very helpful. And as a result, we will have new ideas for how we want to move forward in life. So very, very appropriate for what we were just talking about. The near future, we have the King of Wands, and the King of Wands is master of the element of creativity, inspiration, passion from a very masculine energy perspective. We got the king, not the queen, so the masculine energy is important here. So this is the more logical, rational, linear, structured way of applying our creativity, our inspiration, and passion. What do we need to do to support our creative, generative potential? What structures do we need to put in place? Do we need to create a schedule around it? Because that creative, generative energy is what we're needing right now on the planet as individuals, so that we craft our most beautiful life possible. But collectively, as each of us is working on crafting our more beautiful life, we are changing the overall impetus for the human family, because we are one large consciousness. So as each of us is reframing our potential and creatively starting to move in new directions, following the yes, following the creative generative spark within us, we're being asked to put structures and to implement those structures so that we have the containers we need to be successful in this new momentum that we're building, that we're creating at this time. So like I said, very practically speaking, schedule it. Put time in your calendar for your yes, for the things that bring you to more life, so that you're saying yes to your yes, and you're making room for those things that are important, that are helping you to take these new ideas and apply them in your life, to take that new action, taking that reframe so that you're creating and generating from a new space, powerfully in your own experience, and as a result, powerfully in the collective field. Because as we, each of us, move towards what we're here to do, as what we're called to do, we're adding our momentum to the collective field. We're adding a beautiful push on that front of energy that is already has some tremendous momentum. This 3i Atlas adding to it. It's not just the human family, it's the earth, it's the sun, it's this new information coming in from far, far away. It's all building this transformative momentum that we are going to experience as a shift in our biology, as a shift in our capacity to see and understand and grasp, and probably even in perhaps even our physiology that might change. We may become less dense as we change, as our Earth changes, as our solar system changes, as our sun is changing. We're receiving all this incredible solar information at this time. Our sun is very, very active. We've had a few very large solar storms. There's light coming to the planet in great waves. And that, of course, is transformative for us. It's like information. We're getting downloads from the sun in steps so that we're changing gradually. It's shifting our biology. We're not separate from the earth. We're not separate from the sun or our solar system. We're part of it. And so whatever is going on out there is going on in here. So if you're feeling tired or like time is speeding up, or these are all symptoms that we're collectively experiencing, do what you need to do to take care of yourself. Get enough rest. Eat some good, healthy food. Get outside into nature. That's the biggest one we can do right now. Spending time outside so we can receive that solar information so that we're interacting with our environments. We're benefiting from the negative ions that are out in the natural world, helping us to ground, to stay centered, touching the trees if it's winter where you are and you can't take your shoes off and get barefoot. But being connected to the natural world is incredibly grounding for us, because as we go through this transformation, we need to ground the energy. We need to stay connected to the natural world. And so this is talking about this sort of momentum that's building, these new ideas, taking new action, and putting structures into place to support ourselves. And why are we having the reading this week is the 10 of Pentacles, this idea. Well, the name of the card is Protection, but I like to think of it as the legacy card, that we are all here because of those who came before us. And in turn, we will be leaving a legacy for those who are to come. And we need to take that very seriously and be very deliberate and intentional and conscious about it. We've had a few generations or more of people generally not thinking about what impact their actions are having. What is the end result of this action that I'm taking? And we can't anticipate every consequence, but we certainly can be a lot more deliberate in terms of what are we creating and putting into the environment? What are we putting into our consciousness, and how are we interacting not only with ourselves, but with the people in our lives and the environment around us? How are we creating our legacy for the future? Who are we being, and how can we shift that? Again, new ideas, new perspective, implementing that new perspective by taking new actions and unleashing our creative generative potential so that we are creating something beautiful for the future. And if we even just set that intention, because the power of intention is so tremendous. If each of us in our own lives says, I want to do this better. I want to be leaving the world in a better state for those who are coming 7 generations hence, like our Indigenous brothers and sisters are doing and have done and have held for so long. If we adopt that perspective, how are my actions and decisions and choices going to impact farther down the road? So that I can make the best choices. My intention is to make the best choices possible for my good, the good of those around me, the good of this beautiful planet, and the good of 7 generations hence. So that we're always building something beautiful and good. And that's not just for our human family, 7 generations hence. It's for this beautiful planet. She is our home. We are completely connected to her, and we are not separate from her, and we need to take care of her, as we all know. Humanity is already waking up. These cards are not telling us anything we don't already know in some ways. We are becoming aware that we don't want any more wars in a way that we've never have before. No more of this violence. No more of this domination over. No more of this petty squabbling. We are capable of being brilliant lights, coming up with tremendous solutions for the problems that we face that don't require us to demean or reduce another. We can do this together in much, much better ways than we can do it alone. And that's the direction of the Aquarian age that we are in, that we've begun. That is the momentum that we're part of, that I was talking about, adding our unique individual life force momentum, moving towards our yes, saying yes to our yes every day, living in that possibility space, and helping others to do their yes. Because as we live into ours, we're inadvertently giving permission to everybody around us to do the same thing. And that's what we all need to be doing right now, is discovering our yes, saying yes to our yes, and moving beautifully in that direction, because that's where life wants all of us, is living into that beautiful, shiny expansive, happy state. And when we do that as a human family, when there are enough of us that go there, we hit critical mass. It's just a very small percentage of humanity that is needed to reach a tipping point. So as each of us who are listening to this, and all those on the planet who are very intentionally and deliberately setting out into the world and living their best life and loving more, connecting to nature more, grounding more, becoming more attuned to the natural world that we are all part of, and thinking bigger than just next week or my own life. We're changing how everything happens. And this is the legacy that we are building. This is why this is the foundation here this week. We are collectively building something tremendous. What do we want it to be? And as I've said before on these recordings, I think it's just some very simple things that we can add to our desire for this future. Clean air, clean water, clean soil. We want to have wonderful, nourishing, healthy food for everyone on the planet. We want opportunities for everyone to thrive, for there to be beautiful shelters for everyone to live in that are harmonious with the planet. The way that we grow our food to be harmonious with the planet, in harmony with life itself, so that everything that we do is coming from an awareness of connection and collaboration and co-creation. Because we've been doing it a different way for so long, and we know inherently it's not working. We know it's just such a breakdown. And right now, so many of us are trapped in the modern world, and we feel like we don't have choices, but we do. Every small thing, every act that we take towards that beautiful new future is helping us to move there. Big, little, it doesn't really matter. But how we live our lives is important. The choices of what that we make, how we spend our dollars, or voting with our money for what we believe in or what we don't believe in. How congruent are we with how we're spending our money? All of this is very, very important in this time that we find ourselves of creating the new world. The old one is falling apart, providing us with lots of great contrast. All those big players on the planet right now doing these crazy things, and we're looking at it going, really? Really? This madness is our normal? Is our new normal? This is not congruent. We need to come back to what is important. So use that contrast. If you're watching the news, don't get stuck there feeling despondent and disheartened. Use that contrast to clarify, what do you prefer now? Write about it, journal about it. What do I know now? Because I've been living through this dramatic contrast. The clearer we are, the more powerful we will be, the more we will recognize our good in the direction we need to be moving in effortlessly, because we have that information. That's the beauty of life. We're always going to have contrast, and it's always going to help us to refine what we prefer. And our challenge, our mastery, is the path of moving in the direction of what is preferred. Adding to our yes, moving towards our yes, saying yes to our yes, using the contrast to refine the yes so that we're always moving in the direction of our highest desire, enthusiasm, and possibility. And doing it from, as I said, that beautiful collective energy of for the highest and greatest good, setting that intention. Let me be an adjunct to the good that's on the planet. Let me be a cooperative component in the best way possible, using my skills, my gifts, my abilities in service to the unfolding of this beautiful life and this beautiful earth. We got it. We're part of it. We came to be here at this time. Seize the day, my friends. It is where we are. So I think that's pretty clear. It's very good energy. Let's put some structures in place so that our yes has a place to grow. Whatever that may be, whatever that generative expression and potential that you are, and you are here to share, start, if you haven't already, to create room for it in your life. Put it in your calendar, make it sacred so that you're always spending time building the yes, building your connection to life in beautiful ways. New reframe, new ways of looking at things, deliberately choosing to look at our lives from a new perspective. And this momentum, this change, this transformation, new ideas lead us to new action. And so we are moving in new ways because new ideas are coming. New information is flying through our solar system as we speak. We are being changed by this new information. And this new perspective that we're gaining from it is going to help us to move powerfully forward into what we're here to generate, this beautiful new earth, this legacy that we're cooperatively building and creating together in harmony with all other life on this planet. Because it's not just us who are here, right? So let's move on to our card to grow on. So Creator, thank you for this brilliant reading. The clarity that is here. Help us to make good use of it. And now in summary, what is it? What is our card to grow on this week? What can we carry forward into our hearts, holding this wisdom, this information in the best way possible so that we are contributing powerfully to this gorgeous legacy of the human family in transformation at this time and evolution. What's our card to grow on this week, please, Creator, for our highest and greatest good, personally and collectively? We have the Empress. I love this card. So the Empress is always, not always, very often, she is portrayed in a garden. She's portrayed as being pregnant. It's the number 3, the number of multiplication in numerology. She is surrounded by flowers and fruit and animals, and it's just this beautiful, fecund, abundant energy. That is the Empress. The possibility of things multiplying, of becoming more. And nature is so good at this. You look at a tree, when it produces seeds, it produces many, 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 many seeds. Not all plants, but most of them do. It's all about quantity, creating all of this possibility for new life and sharing it, distributing it widely over the planet through food for the animals, through the wind blowing it far afield, and creating more life wherever it goes. That's the nature of life. Yes, there is a death component to it, but even in the death component, new life comes from it. It's all about forward momentum. It's all about the growth and expansion and change and adaptation and transformation. That's the energy. That's why being in nature these days is so helpful, because it's connecting us to where we come from and who we are authentically. It's helping to blow the cobwebs out of our domesticated minds so we can become the authentic expression of life that we really are, and connect with it and be inspired by it and enlivened by it, and have the insights drop into our field when we're in that expanded, relaxed state. So this energy of the Empress is telling us, get back into nature, observe nature, be with nature, be abundant, be fecund, be willing to express your gifts in beautiful ways. We're here to shine brightly, not to hide our gifts under a basket. We're here to be who we're here to be. And the more we shine our light, the more we become who we came to be and share who we are, the brighter it all gets. Does that make sense? So we're not doing this to stomp on anybody else or to be better than anybody else, but to add our energy, our vital force to the collective momentum in service to more life and more good and more beauty, more harmony, more well-being for everyone's highest and greatest good. So this beautiful vision, this strong momentum that is here, is just reminding us, this is where we are, this is what's before us. As much as possible, connect with the natural wild world. Let it inform you, let it harmonize you, let it ground you. Come back to the land, come back to nature, come back to the feminine principles. And yes, we live in a more masculine world, but by bringing that feminine energy in, we're balancing that. And we're bringing the imagination and the creativity and the passion and the inspiration into the world, so that as each of us lives more fully into our best expression and highest yes, we're adding to this glorious garden of life that we're co-creating. It's this beautiful, beautiful card for this week, our card to grow on. So the Empress, just remember that fertile abundance, the connection to nature, how abundant nature is, how generous nature is, and that is our nature. That is who we authentically are. And when we are generous with our gifts, with our abilities, with our love, with our kindness, with our compassion, we're transforming the human field in fabulous ways, and the earth field, because the human family is part of the earth family. We're not separate. It's all one thing. And so as we do our good work, as we become the good people we're here to be, as we do the good things we came to do, as we add unto that which was and take it beyond where it's been, we're doing our part. And that's all any of us can do, is to be our best and add our energy to the collective field. So there's our card to grow on for this week, that beautiful energy of the Empress. Well, that was a good reading, wasn't it? I'm kind of excited by that and inspired by it, and I hope you are too. And if you would like to connect with me, I do personal readings, and the information is under this video. And otherwise, be happy, be well. Subscribe to this video if you hadn't already, this channel rather. It would be great to just know that you're there. Make comments. It's really rewarding to know that I'm connecting with you and that we are building something magnificent together and helping each other to stay on target in our lives, to stay lined up with our yes, to stay lined up with the good. There are fabulous voices on the planet right now who are helping us to do this. And I'm grateful that you're here adding your energy to mine as we do these readings every week. Thank you. And I'll look forward. Let's close the reading, actually. Let's do that first. Close your eyes. Nice deep breath in. And out. Thank you, Creator, for this opportunity once again to gather with others of like mind and like heart and like will, to co-create magnificently these readings so we know where we need to be putting our attention, our energy, and our life force every week. I ask that you be with each and every one of us and those we love, our beautiful communities, this beautiful planet, and the leaders on the planet who are providing us with contrast. I just ask that we all rise together, that we receive the light and the information that is coming so abundantly to us at this time in service for our good, that we leverage it with intention, with love, with wisdom, with kindness, in service to the highest and greatest good of ourselves, those we care about, the world at large, all life on her and beyond. I want to thank all those who helped to hold this space today. This reading is at an end, and so it is. Thank you for being here. Much love and light. I'll look forward to seeing you again next week. Take good care. Don't forget, we're in the abundant energy of the Empress this week. Shine brightly, my friends. Take care.